Hi, I'm Liz Loxley and welcome back to Superheroesque. So today we're going to be talking about taking care of your temple. In most self-love things, they're always like, take care of your temple, it's your biggest thing. It's found in religion, it's found in hippie stuff, it's found everywhere really. Take care of your temple is just one of the biggest tenets of a self-love movement, or anything dealing with your soul or spirituality or anything of that nature. I always found this to be kind of weird advice because it implies that you don't already take care of your temple. And I think most people at least take care of their body to their own ability. There are occasional events whenever, someone is genuinely severely affected by a mental disorder and they're not able to take care of their temple. But that's a completely different thing that can't be dealt with through just the Bible or other things of that nature. I also say this because taking care of your temple generally implies a super small viewpoint of what is actually appropriate to take care of your temple, and it generally comes from this Western ideal of how to be perfect. Things in a Western ideal of taking care of your temple might be a healthy diet, exercise, less sedentary living, and I kind of think it's a bunch of bullshit because all of those things require a certain amount of wealth, a certain amount of time, a certain amount of mental capability, which some of those things are very hard to do whenever you have a mental disorder that could affect your day to day. Now that being said, it's not like I think healthy eating or exercise is bad, even though it might look like that. I actually do enjoy both of those things very much. It's very awesome, and you should do it if you have the ability, you have the money, you have the time, you have the willpower. All of those things are things you should try to strive for. But if you're not able to, those aren't the only ways to take care of your temple. Taking care of your temple can just be taking care of your mind. Your mind is the main part of your temple, and if your mind's not there, then the rest of you can't be there. These are some tips that I use to take care of my temple because I can't necessarily always eat healthy or always exercise because obviously that's not the way my brain took the world. My brain very much took to emotional eating. My brain very much took to those things. So if I'm not emotionally eating, or if I'm trying to eat healthy, a lot of times that will take me down 100 steps mentally. So then you kind of learn to be like, oh, I'll just eat one really bad meal a day and take care of myself for the rest, and that helps a lot. You have to work with your brain and be like, okay, I'm fine with this. I can't live beyond these means because I recognize that my mind health is better than my bodily health. And on top of that, most of the time, so long as you're not gorging on McDonald's french fries, you should be okay. So I kind of take an indulge in yourself kind of method that if my brain wants something, I'm going to give it to him and not make it feel guilty for it. Him? Really? I gendered my brain as a him? That is sexist. So here's some tips if carrots in an elliptical are not for you. One of my favorite things to do personally is to go to my favorite restaurant, just alone with myself. If you love fast food, there's no reason that you should feel guilty for going to get it once a month, a week, whatever your personal threshold is. If you're going to get fast food because you need it and you don't go there much, there's no reason to feel that astounding guilt that a lot of people have whenever they go to eat fast food. They're like, I can't believe I did it, I'm not gonna eat for a week. And maybe this is because I hang around a lot of girls with body issues, but I think that it's probably worse on your body if you feel so guilty for eating bad once that you tend to eat bad more and more and more, and it becomes a cycle of being like, well, I ate bad, so that obviously I don't care, so I can't eat bad again, so I don't eat, but then I binge, and then it becomes this really bad cycle, and it's no bueno. No bueno. So if you just go to McDonald's sometime, be like, I want that Big Mac, give it to me, eat it, love it, enjoy every second of it, enjoy it, feel it. You're not going to get that feeling afterwards where you just have that sinking guilt of why did I eat that? I know I just harmed my body. I know I just harmed my waistline. Instead of getting that feeling, you're like, you know what? I treated myself. You can treat yourself. Let's do it Tom Haverford style. Treat yourself. You can have that burger. Just don't have a burger every day. That's the only thing. And that's not, if you need to do that, if you want to do that, I won't judge you for it. It's just not as good for your temple, and that's what we're talking about. Now there is something to say that this can be somewhat physically ailing, especially if you do it a lot. So that is something you're going to have to deal with on your own, what your threshold is, how you feel about that. But all I'm saying is don't feel guilty for eating the food, don't feel guilty for spending the money, because sometimes it shows yourself that you really care for yourself and you love yourself no matter what. The second tip I have is absolutely my favorite because it doesn't really hurt anything, and you can also be productive while doing it if you want to. So the second thing I do the most is marathon one of my favorite TV shows for a couple of hours. My second favorite thing to do is to marathon my favorite TV shows for a couple of hours. I can't even count the amount of times in college I felt so guilty for being unproductive while marathoning TV shows. And then it kind of became a backward cycle of being like, I feel so guilty for watching TV shows, but I've always destroyed everything, so I'm just gonna watch more TV shows. And then you wouldn't get to enjoy it because you felt this like sinking, terrible feeling of guilt because you were enjoying a TV show. I tend to now only watch TV shows I haven't watched. Like right now I'm binging a lot on The Walking Dead since I feel like I should catch up, but I was stuck in the farm and it was boring. But I'm almost out of the farm. One more episode till I'm out of the farm. It's gonna be great. So sometimes you just gotta be like, you know what, I'm gonna watch 4 episodes of Game of Thrones. This is planned. Plan to put some Game of Thrones time in your schedule. Or I'm only naming things I'm watching right now. So be like, you know what, I'm gonna watch 3 hours of Friends and then I'm gonna go to the grocery store. And that was planned. I'm gonna watch 3 hours of Friends. And you shouldn't feel guilty for that because you love it and you want to enjoy it and you want to laugh, and laughing is great for your self-esteem, I guess. Laughing is great for you. It's great for you emotionally, physically, everything. Laughing is bueno. It's like my favorite human thing to do. In fact, if you want to treat your temple and get productive things done, you could watch a stand-up comedy routine and then you can go clean. Because stand-up comedy, you don't have to see most stand-up comics' physical routine. Most comics aren't as physical. So if you ever need any advice on what comics to watch, ask me. I listen to a lot of comedy, so I can help you with that. Also podcasts. Podcasts are a great way that if you're someone who's like, I need to take care of myself, I need to laugh, I need to feel good, but I have to clean the bathroom. Listen to some podcasts. There's some great ones out there. There's some hilarious ones. There's some educational ones. They'll all help you take care of your temple because you're giving yourself that need you have for that, like that quick dose of pop culture, but you can't have it because you have so much work to do. There's lots of other ways to go about this. So basically what I'm saying is like sometimes take in some pop culture and not feel bad for it. Because that's what I do, and it helped me so much mentally. It's better to do what you love than to feel bitter for doing anything at all or doing nothing at all. I learned this lesson pretty hard in college because I'd procrastinate, and then I'd feel awful, and then I'd perform awfully. And feeling awful about your current behavior is no way to enforce positive future behavior. Instead, by my senior year of college, I realized that I'm going to procrastinate, but I always get the work done. In turn, my procrastination actually became more productive because I was no longer feeling guilty for doing it. I was like, I'm gonna watch this show, I'm gonna enjoy it, and at 12 p.m., I'm gonna start writing my paper, and it was great because I wasn't feeling guilty and bad and sick and ill for all the time. I was like, not touching that stuff. Because I knew that I was still making the grades I needed to make by procrastinating. I was still doing fine, and my work turned out better when I procrastinated, so I might as well do it. As long as, the biggest tip I can give you for that, if you are a college student, if it's like a research paper, pull up all the research right when you get the paper. Pull up all the things you kind of want to use and glance over them, read like the introduction and maybe the synopsis, but then your brain kind of like figures it out, and by the time you get to procrastination, it's great. You've already thought about it a lot. Your brain has kind of put together something and it makes it a lot easier to write. And especially when it comes to procrastinating, I know all of us who have work that we have to do on a deadline are super guilty of like refreshing Facebook, refreshing Tumblr, refreshing Twitter, whatever one of those things are. You're like, oh, I'm gonna check my email just one more time. I'm gonna check my email one more time, just one more time. I've got to see if I got that email. And yet you feel guilty for watching our favorite show or playing a video game for 2 hours. That's silly. That's super silly. Let's watch some Star Trek. Just enjoy it. Enjoy your Star Trek. Feel awesome about it. Be like, woohoo! I know that I can do anything because I feel like I'm a captain on a spaceship. Yeah, and then you'll do awesome on your exam because you feel awesome about yourself and you know you're cool and have good taste in TV shows. For the third one, I chose a more traditional version of like a treat your temple thing that's completely free and takes 10 minutes. So it doesn't really affect your daily plan in case you have like 4 kids and just are like, I don't have time to watch Star Trek. I just know I'm awesome naturally. And the third one is meditation. Meditation is a huge form of self-love that I can't encourage enough. And I'm not saying go all like crystals and transcendental meditation. I'm just saying light a few candles and listen to some Modest Mouse. Whatever makes you calm and happy. Now, if it is the crystals and the transcendental meditation, then do it. It'll be great. It'll be fun. You're already doing something. But if you don't do that, it might be like sitting in a dark room in complete silence. Maybe that puts you at ease. Or it could be making tea and applying your favorite lotions. It could be paintings or making videos. Even if writing a dirty fanfiction about the doctor is what puts you at one, then do it. All of these things can be forms of self-meditation. There are no rules. Just learn what it is to be at one with yourself. Whatever calms you, puts you in the zone. I know that there is a technical term for the zone, which I cannot remember and I cannot find where I found it out at, but video games are often considered to be part of that. So if you want to play video games, that's a great option, especially the kind of video games like Call of Duty where you just kind of get into that zone and you're like, yes, yes, yes. Knitting also puts you into that zone. If I keep naming these things, well, you maybe know what I'm talking about. I hope so. Taking care of your temple isn't just about healthy eating and exercise. It's so much more. And taking care of your temple is recognizing that healthy eating and exercise will help take care of your body physically. It may not be taking care of your body mentally. And I personally feel like you have to take care of your mind to be able to take care of your body without any self-hate or discomfort. So please, guys, indulge yourself once in a while. Your mind will thank you. So thanks for listening to me. Please subscribe, rate, follow, do what you like to do on the YouTubes, comment. I'll try and reply, but I'm kind of bad at it. You can find Superheroesque on the internet. We're at superheroesque.com. You can find all of our social media links down at the bottom. You can follow me at Liz Loxley. I post videos every other Monday. Please be safe and geek out. Thanks.